How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether the price is going up or down. Over on total for the daily, we did try to break our resistance of our 300 EMA and we got rejected, so I would watch. This pattern may not break to the upside. I would watch those lower time frames. VWAP does want to push up, momentum does want to push forward. Money flow is breaking bearish low, so watch that VWAP close. If it rejects on lower time frames, it's likely we would push lower. Over on the 4 hour, you can see we attempted to break out, then we got rejected, so that would have been your cue to not take a position to see a position forward. Remember, usually when you're trading these patterns, you want to trade on the breakup, so you want to wait for confirmation, you want to see for a break above your pattern, then a pullback, a retest, and a bounce forward. If you would have seen this long upper shadow candle, that would have told you we could continue to sell off. This one could have said we could push forward, but you would have wanted to wait for confirmation of a strong green candle. Our stochastic is pulling back, RSI is weakening, money flow is pulling back, VWAP is pushing down, momentum is weakening, so overall I would exercise caution. Over on the 2 hour, we are continuing lower. I would watch. This is a struggle to break through our resistance area. Remember, if we do not break through, it's likely we would reject lower. Stochastic is starting to weaken, RSI wants to pull back, VWAP is starting to curl, so watch it. If we get a lower high here, we could see bearish favor, which will bring momentum and money flow lower, weakening those higher time frames. Over on the 1 hour, we do have a rounding top, so I would watch that rounding top, could bring us lower. VWAP does want to push down, stochastic is rounding, RSI is pulling back, money flow wants to break down, and that momentum is starting to round away. So over on Bitcoin, we will jump to the daily. We do have a descending channel here as well, but again, I would exercise caution on that. Stochastic does want to pull back, VWAP is favoring bearish, money flow is pulling back, RSI is starting to weaken. Again, watch lower time frames. If they favor bearish, it's likely we would push down. Over on the 4 hour, we are struggling with that green EMA. If we cannot break above and hold, it's likely we would push lower. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is trying to gain strength. VWAP is trying to get higher lows, so watch that VWAP. If it gets a higher high, we could see momentum gain further strength, money flow would push up, and we could prevent a breakdown. But if we do see some bearish VWAP here on lower time frames, it's likely that 4 hour would curl away. Over on the 2 hour, we do want to break through that neutral, but our highs are not very strong. We want to break above and hold with higher highs and higher lows. Momentum does have a green dot, so that VWAP is trying to push bullish. If it can maintain, we could see momentum push money flow up. Over on the 1 hour, we are starting to curl away. This could be a rounding top, so watch for a red candle. If we follow this with a red candle, then it's likely we would pull back. Stochastic does want to round, RSI is pulling back, VWAP is starting to sell off, momentum is breaking down, and money flow is selling off. Over on graph for the daily, we are struggling with that 14,316 again. Our stochastic is pulling back, RSI is weakening, VWAP is favoring bearish, money flow is breaking down, so I would exercise caution. Over on the 4 hour, we do look like we have lower highs and lower lows, so this could end up breaking us lower. VWAP is starting to push lower into bearish territory. I would watch for a lower high. If we get a lower high with this lower low, we could see momentum continue lower and money flow would break down. I would start to weaken the 4 hour and the daily. Over on the 2 hour here, stochastic is dropping away, RSI is pulling back, VWAP is starting to break down, momentum is pulling back, and money flow is bearish, so watch that VWAP close. Over on the 1 hour, our VWAP is bullish, but this high is very weak. I would watch if we round away and break for another low. We could see consistent lows, which would bring momentum lower and cause money flow to go from green to red. If we do see that, we would see higher time frames start to weaken. Over on Ankr for the daily, we are breaking that value area low of our fixed range volume profile. So I would watch. If we do not see further red candles here, we could push up. But if we see further red candles, it's likely we would break this and our 2338. RSI is pulling back, stochastic is bearish overall. VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is breaking down, and money flow is weakening. Over on the 4 hour, we do have lower highs and lower lows, so I would exercise caution, because the next lowest low would be a break of that support, and if we see that, we could start to tumble to our 2020. Stochastic does want to pull back, RSI is weakening, VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is breaking down, and money flow is weakening. Over on our 2 hour, we are seeing the same thing as that 4 hour as far as price action. Our stochastic is dropping down, RSI is pulling back, VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is dropping, money flow is bearish. We did fill our lower gap first, so that is positive. that could set us up for a push forward. Over on the 1 hour here, we are overall starting to round away, so again, watch for lower lows and lower highs. If we continue to see that, we will continue lower, but if we see some kind of stagnation here, we could attempt to push forward and get a bullish run. Our VWAP is in bullish territory, so watch for higher highs and higher lows. If we get higher highs and higher lows here, momentum would push up, money flow could bounce, and we could run up. However, if that VWAP breaks down again, we would get a lower high. Then, if we get consistent lows, momentum will remain bearish and money flow would break down. That would weaken those higher time frames and push us lower. Over on XRP for the daily, we did reject a break of that 57, so I would exercise caution on that. RSI wants to pull back, stochastic is selling off. VWAP is favoring bearish, momentum is dropping, money flow is weakening. Overall, it does look like we're losing bullish momentum. Over on the 4 hour, we did try to break and hold that 300 EMA, but we rejected, so I would exercise caution on that. We had a long lower shadow candle, and we are following it with a red candle, so this could mean we have further bearish momentum to come to push us toward our 54. Stochastic is rounding, RSI is pulling back, VWAP is pushing down, momentum is rounding, and money flow is losing steam. Over on our 2 hour here, we are starting to see a push down. We have lower highs and lower lows, so again, exercise caution, watch for a bearish continuation where the highs and lows do not connect. If we see that, we could continue lower. However, if highs and lows do connect, we would create a descending channel that could push us up. Stochastic is rounding away, RSI is pulling back, momentum is dropping, VWAP is again lower highs, so I would watch for lower lows that could end up breaking money flow lower and starting to weaken those higher time frames. Over on the 1 hour, RSI is pulling back, stochastic does have a bearish cross and it's starting to pull back. VWAP is breaking down, money flow is rejecting. Overall, that does not look good. Watch that VWAP very close. If we see lower lows from here, we could see momentum break down, bringing money flow lower and weakening those higher time frames. Over on ALGO, last but not least, unless there's any requests, we are starting to push down. We have a manipulation X. After rejecting our EMAs, we have a bearish cross on those EMAs. So we could continue lower, stochastic is dropping away, RSI is pulling back, VWAP is favoring bearish, money flow is pulling back, so watch for a push toward that 1032. Over on the 4 hour, we have lower highs and lower lows. Again, if they do not connect, we could end up making a bearish continuation that would break us lower. Stochastic does want to break down, RSI is pulling back, VWAP is pushing down, money flow is weakening due to momentum pulling back, and that VWAP favoring bearish. Over on the 2 hour, stochastic is breaking down, VWAP is favoring bearish. Watch for a rejection of that neutral. If we reject that neutral, we could see bearish favor, bringing momentum lower and causing our money flow to reject, making those higher time frames sell off. Finally, on our 1 hour, we are starting to get a bit of a round here, so watch for a lower low. If we get a lower low, we could see that bearish continuation. Stochastic does want to pull back, VWAP is struggling, watch that VWAP close. If it breaks that neutral, we will see a rejection and another push down. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. I appreciate all